And welcome back. Well, we are all familiar with creating New Year's resolutions for ourselves, but what about for our pets? Even Fido could be happier with a few modifications.
Modifications, right. The good news is that training doesn't have to feel like a big project. There are small things you can do to get your pup on the right path. Leanne Boucher is here from Haws to give us tips to set your pooch up for success this year, and she brought along a beautiful adoptable animal. This is Achilles. He actually joined us at Christmas.
He did. He was wearing reindeer antlers, if I'm not mistaken.
And he still hasn't quite found the right home, it sounds like.
That's correct. We were going to keep him for a joint Carroll University and Haws program, but believe it or not, he's too well trained for the program. He was like above the other dogs that we would have chosen, so giving him to a student with his skills, his loose leash walking, his desire to play with toys, he knows sit, he knows down, he knows leave it, like he was too good for the program. So he's back available.
And he's so handsome.
Yeah, you're handsome.
So he's available. What should people know if they're interested in a dog? He's young, right? A couple years old.
Yes, he's a young dog. He can be selective with other dogs, so we would definitely want to do a dog intro if the family interested in adopting him has another dog already at home, and be ready to play ball. Like you saw in the video, he will toss it towards you. He lives for his balls.
Okay.
Good boy.
So sweet. And he likes kids. He probably likes kids that play with him.
He's been great with all of our shelter patrons.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Let's talk about some things in terms of the way you can kind of manage your pet in the new year and how to sort of give them New Year's resolutions, because you say management is always an option.
Yeah, so
what does that mean?
What we mean by management, if you kind of know that cliche, an ounce of prevention, management is prevention. So it's using tools, it's using various techniques. There's no quick fixes in training, but a baby gate is going to prevent door darting or jumping on guests, or a leash or a tether is going to prevent the dog from rushing up and accessing someone if they don't have the best manners yet. Yeah. So management strategies can prevent unwanted behavior before you actually have the time to train the desirable behavior in place.
Can you train an older dog?
Oh yes, absolutely. And in fact, I think it's always adorable when we get older dogs in our basic manners 1 classes, and people seem to be a little sheepish about the age, but it's like, no, come on in. You can always teach an older dog.
You always, as a trainer, have this little pouch with food, but you suggest that's something that most people should do.
Yeah,
I don't think people think about that.
Yep, carry food with you because, did you burp?
I heard that.
You can have food to reinforce behaviors that you like. Notice that he's keeping his 4 feet on the ground. He hasn't jumped on any of us.
Right.
Because I'm reinforcing him. Food is happening on the floor. It kind of anchors their face, their mouth down. Yeah. And it's available so that you can take advantage of teachable moments.
Yeah, and reinforcing those positive things is huge. And you say you have to ask yourself, do I have an understanding of what I want my dog to do? Because I think, you mentioned being specific rather than, just saying certain things. Give them cues on what you want them to be doing.
I tend to lovingly joke with clients where if you've been yelling no at your dog for an unwanted behavior for months, if not years, something's not working. So instead, do you know what you want your dog to do instead? So instead of them jumping up, can you reinforce standing or sitting? Or instead of them counter surfing, can you block them out of the kitchen when you're cooking and when food is available? And then when food is not available, bring them in and reinforce heavily for the floor is fun. The floor has bones and cookies and treats.
Interesting.
But if they go up on the counter, there's nothing that they can self-reinforce with.
Yeah.
So
and you're just dealing with the temptation at that point. So reinforcing them at that time is probably much harder.
Yes, know what you want them to do and reinforce the dog for when they're doing that behavior instead.
What other moments would you consider teachable moments? Because that's, I think, important to take advantage of.
Yeah, definitely. So an example I give in my training classes is when you want to reinforce your dog for coming when called. Think about times when they're going to arrive at you anyway. So maybe when you go
enter the door?
Yeah, when you enter the door, when you go get their leash or their harness to go for a walk, or when you're even just opening up their food bag to feed them dinner. You can call, Fido, come, and at that moment they're already gonna rush into the room anyway when they hear that, so you can take advantage of they're going to do the behavior, label the behavior, and then reinforce them for when they show up.
That seems like a key with a lot of things is labeling things.
Yep.
Like if you want your dog to sit, rather than saying no when they jump up, tell them what to do, because then they learn to understand that
Yep.
word.
And
It's
then
all about labels.
And then reinforce them. We work for a salary, they work for a salary as well. You can pay them for their good behavior.
Yeah, not too much though. You don't want them to get full and then forget the good behaviors.
Achilles a leaner. He's leaning.
If people get in touch with Haws, you do training classes, one-on-one behavior consults. Is that in someone's home?
It can be in their home or it can be at the shelter, yes.
Can be in their home or at the shelter. You do day training and you have a behavior hotline, which I'm sure is very, very popular.
Yes, lots of support.
So all those things available both on the website as well as by calling. Again, a reminder about training classes. Your dog's never too old. Day training, one-on-one consultations, and then behavior hotline, hawspets.org. You can also call this phone number. It is 262-542-8851, and you can see the extension there too on your screen. Great to see you. I hope you find a great home,
Achilles a
Achilles.
home.
I think he's going
You
home.
want to
with
show
Tiffany.
them
Yeah.
my face?
Or
Okay.
cat, and now a dog.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.